Let's shift our focus now. The United Kingdom is aiming to increase its nuclear power capacity, this as part of an effort to boost energy security and electricity generation. And to this end, the government launched its new body. It's the Great British Nuclear Body. Great British Nuclear will help deliver the government's commitment to provide a quarter of the UK's electricity from nuclear energy by 2050. The UK aims to increase its nuclear power capacity to 24 gigawatts by 2050. The Energy Security Secretary, Grant Shapps, said, and I'm quoting here, Britain has rich history as a pioneer of nuclear power, having launched the era of civil nuclear power, and I'm proud to be turbocharging its revival and placing our country once again at the forefront of global innovation. But the elephant in the room, are these small module reactors feasible? Large nuclear plants struggle to get financing. UK's government, it hopes to replace these with a fleet of SMRs that can be made in factories with lower costs and faster construction. As per reports, SMRs have no track record yet. Experts feel it would be better to spend time in energy pursuing renewable resources like wind or solar power. This is why the UK government wants to stir up competition in the race to make SMRs a reality. And to ensure this, it has also announced a £157 million grant, £77 million to accelerate the development of a nuclear business and support new designs, and $58 million to design and develop a new advanced modular reactor that operates at higher temperatures. Private firms here like Hitachi and Rolls-Royce have shown interest in developing small module reactors as well. And as per reports, Shapps is expected to announce the winners of the grants before the end of this year. And for more on this, we're now being joined by Dr. Rebecca Johnson from the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons in the United Kingdom. Dr. Rebecca is a 2017 Nobel Peace Laureate and the chair of the ICAN in UK. She's also the Vice President for the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you very much for asking me.
Now, UK government's commitment to provide a quarter of the UK's electricity from nuclear energy by 2050. Is this practical? Is it feasible given the ongoing climate crisis? And are small modular reactors the best way to go here?
I'm sorry to say that Grant Shapps is just a cheerleader for nonsense. Of course, yes, we are absolutely in a worsening climate crisis, and we do need to end reliance on the fossil fuels as soon as possible. That's understood now, finally, after many years of the UK dragging its heels. But sadly, this rush to nuclear now, it's mistaken, it's risky, and it's foolish. And it's more this connection also of nuclear. We have to understand it's part of 20th century delusions of power following the Second World War. For the UK, it's bound up completely nuclear power and nuclear weapons. And they are both extremely dangerous for the future of our planet.
Right. In fact, I was just going to come to this just to understand this better. Talking about the small modular nuclear reactors, could you just explain to us how and what kind of risk they pose?
Well, I mean, the small nuclear reactors, they're not yet proven technologies. That's point number one. They need to be built, and the whole process of producing them is going to be very carbon intensive. So they are not a short-term solution. Britain is a group of islands with abundant solar, wind, wave technologies. Investing in those would bring us quicker solutions. Also, what we need to do in this country is move away from a centralized grid that is highly inefficient into a much more diversified energy transmission, combined with improving things like home insulation, energy efficiency. We could do a great deal immediately by investing the kind of money the government's talking about, 157 billion, would absolutely take the UK into energy security far faster. Now, these small modular nuclear reactors, they like them partly because they are less obviously dangerous than the massive, what I think one government minister called the mega, what did he call it? The mega producers, mega projects. But the UK, part of this Great British Nuclear for the UK is also about building a number of large nuclear projects right by waterways when we've got sea level rising, like Hinkley Sea, Sizewell Sea.
All right.
So small modular reactors appear a solution because they are not, or as we imagine, at least at this point, not as dangerous as the bigger ones, but they are unproven. We don't know where the dangers lie. They are also sitting ducks for terrorist attacks, for example, which can turn any small nuclear reactor, as a big one too, into a dirty bomb. We can't afford, and we shouldn't be pursuing nuclear in the 21st century. We have far better options.
All right. Oh, well, Doctor, also the UK has been a big proponent of nuclear energy. You explained this as well in the past. They now want to go back to it. Why do you think this is? Is it because green energy is not enough? Do they not have the infrastructure for it? What do you think are the factors here?
No, they are saying that that green energy is not enough, but they're not investing sufficiently in green energy. This government in particular cut investment that the previous government until 2010 had actually been investing into solar, wind, waves. We have the technologies. We do need to invest in improving the infrastructure, which includes the grid on which we rely. The problem with nuclear is it requires a very centralized grid. The British grid is a big part of the problem, and it's failing. We can't afford nuclear. It won't be brought in time to tackle climate change with the urgency that we need to be doing here in Britain to contribute to the world's gradual recognition that we have to be ridding ourselves of reliance on fossil. But increasing reliance on nuclear is risky, foolish.
Right. Well, Dr. Rebecca Johnson, thank you so much for joining us on the Climate Tracker with your insights on this. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.